So, we'll switch to English now. Again, first, the topic of this presentation is the journey of Sofia Debate Association. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share the journey of me and my friends, how we started this NGO, how the idea came to be, and what the results are now. So, first, what I'm going to do is wait for a second. Right. So, first a bit of introduction. So, my name is Grisha, as was already mentioned, and obviously I was unsatisfied with the things around me ever since I was a kid. So, always trying to change things for the better. And so this was before. Right. What I'm doing now is my role officially is called sales engineer or solutions consultant. I work for a big IT company, and as was mentioned, I travel all over the world, deliver workshops, do presentations, demonstrations, negotiations with companies about our products. And well, really what I do is help people out, because everybody has some challenges. What I really do is try to help them solve their challenges. I'm not trying to sell them anything. I'm not going to try to sell you anything today as well. What I do is I help people out, and this is what gives me pleasure, and this is what, thankfully, they pay me for. As a hobby, I also DJ, and I'm quite passionate about nature. I'm a hiker and a snowboarder, so yeah, you can find me in clubs or in the mountains. Now, I'm going to talk about the Sofia Debate Association, and this is part of the official initial crew that we started the thing with. But before that, I want to see some hands. How many people know what debate is? Like, have participated in debate clubs? Wow. Now that's a good news, because typically people are not exactly sure what debate is all about. Now, for those of you who raised your hands, bear with me. I'm going to explain to the rest what this is all about just in a few seconds. So, it turned out that debate is not just some people arguing or fighting over something, like what you see every now and then in a pub. It turned out that this is an academic discipline that exists all over the world, and there are universities and colleges that have those clubs. There are also independent clubs that have trainings, that have competitions, do workshops, and so on and so forth. Now, this is something that came to me as a surprise, and I'll actually show you in just a second how this came to be. One of the best things about debating is that this community exists worldwide, and once a debater, you can go anywhere and you can connect to the local community, and you will have friends immediately. What happened is there was a girl from India coming over. She saw our website and said, "Hey guys, I can help you out, want to host me?" So she stayed with one of our guys. Turned out she's like one of the gurus worldwide in debating. We didn't know, but she became one of our very close friends. Now, for those of you who don't know what debate is, it's like an intellectual game. You take the role of proposition or opposition. You have to defend or oppose a motion, and you have to step into the shoes. Like, it doesn't matter what you believe in, you have to defend, you have to do what your role is in the debate. It doesn't matter if you're pro or against it, you have to do what you're tasked to do. Now, I have a friend that he graduated the Holt University in London, and well, he has this quote. He said, a country that does not invest in its education is a country that buries its future. And I think that those words are really, really valid. And you have seen a lot of people that, well, you have probably experienced that in school. You go there, you have to just learn by heart your lesson, and then you're examined to what's written in the book, not in what you think. So you're taught to be sheep because they are easy to manipulate. Well, it doesn't work quite like that in debating. When you start debating, you are taught to think for yourself, to think critically, and to always look at different problems from different perspectives. So typically what people with different kind of thinking, what they do after being pissed off with what happens at school is this. And this is what my friend was saying, you know, all the bright minds in Bulgaria are running away because of the whole education system, the whole image that is being brought to their heads that this is how things should work and otherwise you don't fit. Well, at least you guys are one of the many examples that this is not true. And I'll show you how. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to a bit of history, how the whole debating thing came to me and how I started doing this, where the whole idea came from in my head and how we founded the NGO, the Sofia Debate Association. So, I remember when I was in school, in universities and so on, my friends, people around me, what was concerning them was mostly, where are we going tonight? Where is the party? Where are we gonna get drunk? Let's go get shit-faced. This was what they were thinking about. Well, I'm the least person to talk like against parties, you know? This is a big part of my life, going out with friends and so on. But this is not all there is. I was looking for something different to invest my time in because, you know, to broaden my horizons, to see, you know, what else there is. So, I was wondering, is there a life on this planet? Like, anybody that does something different, something interesting that I can also take part in? So I started looking. I started joining all kind of different initiatives, clubs and so on, just to, you know, expand my comfort zone to find something that I haven't seen before, something that I haven't experienced yet. Challenging oneself is something very, very powerful and very eye-opening, to put it that way. So I started joining all kind of different clubs, going to different seminars and so on. And a friend of mine that I met on one of those seminars said, well, why don't you go and check out the Technical University's debate club? I was like, what? Debating? Are you kidding me? Like some snobs that plan to join the parliament and just talk all day long, just stressing out the air around them and doing nothing? No, forget this. But the guy that told me this is this guy. Like, he doesn't look like those, you know? He doesn't look like that image. During the winter, he is a snowboard instructor near here in Bansko. And so that's during the winter. And in the summer, he usually goes hitchhiking somewhere, tents and so on and so forth. So what I did is, well, I said, well, let's give it a go. So I joined the Technical Universities Club. And what happened is I met guys that completely blew my mind. So there are people that are interested in different things, people that are interested in economics, finance, engineering, energetics, and so on. For example, I met a guy that he used to be the chief editor of Rolling Stone magazine Bulgaria. He moved then to Myanmar to teach little Myanmarians English. Then he moved to China to do the same. Now he's joined I think it's called Medics Without Borders or something like this. So he's again traveling the world in some unknown part in Asia, I guess. I met one of our other trainers who was working for the British Council. People that are specializing in totally different things, but there's one thing that unites them. And this is the thing that they are not only interested in about themselves, they are trying to educate themselves and share their knowledge and experience with others. So this is something that you're going to get if you go and visit a debate club somewhere. So what happened then is, well, we built, actually we were called to a debate championship in Schumann, and what happened is, it was mind-blowing. What happened is that I saw like, tens of kids, which was super bright. They were thinking like above the level of their age, like ages above their age. They were so cool, they were so, they appeared much ahead than what I was at their age, and I was impressed. And I knew that the company I was working for, they can back me up. So we thought, well, why don't we organize a competition for those guys as well? So that was in 2011. We came back to Sofia, and what we did is we organized the first SDA debate competition, and we had about 120 people joining the whole crew, the whole thing. It was amazing. We had parties, we had great debates. After that, we were completely, out of our minds with the joy that we had during that time. We started the website, and this is how the people started calling us from all over the country. We had people calling us from tens of towns saying, okay, we want to do the same thing. We want to start our own debate club. Help us out. So we started the car, load as many people as you can get in there, then we go to different towns, do trainings, help them get started. So this is the result. Yeah, those are our guys. So we started going to different towns, holding different trainings, and this is what you get pretty much everywhere. Super cool guys that joined the whole initiative. Now the ball has been passed. There are more and more people joining the whole thing. I think there are over 40 or 50 different clubs all over Bulgaria, and more people joining the organization, helping with the whole thing. So there is probably a debate club in your town, depending on where you're from. There is one from Blagoevgrad. People are kicking ass all over the country, and now worldwide, so you can check them out. And yeah, well, those are some results. So what happened is, that something that I mentioned from the start, we actually did find the life on this planet. Vlado was asking if he was impressed with the bright people that are in here. If you want to find more like those, go find a local debate club, join the whole crew, or at least experience the whole thing. I'm pretty sure that you'll like it. Now, I'm not somebody that gives life advices to people. I've had my share of experience. I'm 32 years old, so I've did quite a lot of things. I've traveled to quite a lot of places. Something that this experience as well has taught me was that, first of all, it's very important to expand my horizons, to expand my comfort zone. So I try to dive headfast into any kind of adventures that I can get my hands on. This is how I met the debaters in the first place, and this is how the whole idea came to be. The second thing is, I've always tried to pay attention to what I like what I enjoy doing the most, because this is probably something that I want to do as a living, or this is something that I will be good at. So when I start doing different things, I found out for myself that helping people out is something that gives me pleasure. So this is what I do in my company now, and this is what we're doing with the debate crew. So obviously this is something that I could be good at. So this is why I started doing this. And another very important thing that I found out is that the world is pretty much more than what meets the eye, which means that there can be a whole different universe right under your nose. Like your best friends, people that you would be in love with for the rest of your life, could be right under your nose. It's just that when you think that you know it all, you completely disregard all of this. There can be totally different experiences, totally different people that would benefit you in your lifetime right under your nose, but you have to know that they probably exist. So keep on looking. If you keep on looking, like I did, well, it's quite likely for you to find them. Right, so if you want to check out the whole thing, this is our website, debate.bg, and I'm open to any questions that you guys might have. You guys want to start with the questions?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. The questions will appear on the screen, or you can ask the questions personally.
Yeah, feel free to just speak up.
Since when are you debating, you said? After like 10 years?
Well, I think I started in 2008. This is when I joined the debate club in the technical university. The whole idea came to be in 2010 when we visited Schumann and we saw all the guys over there. So when we saw how, it's not that difficult to organize a debate competition, so this is why we started. And then it just avalanche, like snowballed further on, and the idea was naturally developed. So let's see. What other essential abilities does debating improve except public speaking? Well, critical thinking is one of the best things because you learn to look at things from different perspectives. Like, people are being taught that you have to find the right answers, or there's one right thing about different topics. Like, this is the true, all the rest is not. So you're either right or wrong, which is never the case. For every topic, for every subject, there are different points of view, and what debating teaches is that you have to find out what the different aspects are, and to find out the best, the middle ground, the golden middle for yourself. Because this is how you make educated guesses. If you're just short-sighted into one specific thing, you're very likely to be wrong. Why is debating important? How does it help young people? Well, first of all, you get to meet awesome guys, like all over the country, all over the world. Like, this is the thing that grabbed me the most. It does help with public speaking, but you get to meet very interesting people that you steal their knowledge, they share their experiences, and this is one of the best things that debating has given me. Like, it has made me friends for life, not only in Bulgaria, but all over the world. Like, right now, if I go to Romania, you have to see how those guys party and how debaters party. I'll say no more, but you have to go and see it for yourself.
Do you still like partying and don't you think that this ruins your progress?
Sorry, again?
Do you still like partying and don't you think this ruins your progresses in business ways?
Oh, those are not mutually exclusive. I'm also a hobby DJ, so I play at different clubs and so on, all the time.
What kind of music do you play? She wanted me to ask that.
Well, my personal natural drug is breakbeat, but I like quite a lot of different styles, like funk, drum and bass. I've got a lot. I've been collecting music since I was 10. I'm a melomaniac, so.
Thank you.
How do you make money? Well, they give it to me. I don't make it, they give it to me. No, what I do is, I'm in the sales team of an IT company, so what I do for a living, like the way I earn my living is, I do trainings, I do presentations, like whenever we have a customer, they want to see our product because they have heard that it might help them. So I travel and I present the product and also get their requirements, get their pains, and then explain how those pains could be relieved with what we sell. So it typically works. Right, so what were the challenges that you had to overcome? Ooh, that's a good one. Have you ever met debaters? Like, those guys are, they're very bright, very intelligent, but they like to be in the center of the stage. So they like to speak a lot, they like to be the center of attention. And sometimes the ego plays a big role, and when you have to be efficient, co-working with these guys, it might be a bit challenging, but because everybody wants to be the star, and having a team of all-star team is pretty tricky. Having Dennis Rodman being silent in the corner, it doesn't work that way. So this was maybe one of the biggest challenges. It costs quite a lot of stress and nerves and a lot of commotions, a lot of fires that you have to put up like a firefighter all the time. But still, it's fun, especially when you're in college or whenever you're at university. It's always fun. The fun is definitely more than the negative parts. And the challenges are not that hard to overcome. Yeah, so you can corner me anywhere if you have any more questions, more specific ones. Yeah, go ahead.
What's your favorite type of debate? What kind of debate are you debating?
One that people are prepared for. I don't have a specific format, like if you were asking me BP or World Schools or whatever, one that people have knowledge in, and they can share their knowledge with the audience, that, you know, when they educate the rest of the audience with something that they know, that the others didn't, or they formulate things in a very clear and understandable way. When the debate happens, when you see very strong points of view clashing, and when you're like, okay, this guy's right, no, 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 that one, whoa, and every speech changes your mind. Like, this is the best debate ever. And there are going to be a few competitions coming up, like Sofia Open, which is about, I think, in June. This is going to be another like annual international competition happening here in Bulgaria. We organized it for maybe the 4th or 5th year. That's going to be a big one. So if you want to see debates like that, go and check it out. Yep. Or no? Okay.
I have one question, sorry.
Go.
Have you ever been on fire during a debate, like wanting to break somebody's nose? Or have you seen somebody?
See, debate is a game, and people know, like experienced debaters know pretty well it's a game. They are competition during the debate, but they're friends outside. So they discuss things together, they share their knowledge, experience, what they read in The Economist or whatever afterwards or beforehand, and they have party together. You should go and check it out. But no, not really fights, never. All right, well, thank you.